The Lorax by Dr Seuss.
At the far end of town, where the crickle grass grows, and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows, and the birds ever sing except in old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax.
There it is, the street of the lifted Lorax.
Oh, yeah.
It's very dark and grey and horrible there.
There's only
isn't
one
it?
street light, that's why. All the trees are broken.
Trees are gone.
Yeah, they've all got lights in their houses though.
And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could, before somebody lifted the Lorax away.
It's a crickle grass, that's where he's in there, that's really long.
I think that's where the Lorax stood.
What was the Lorax, and why was it there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere? From the far end of town where the crickle grass glows, the old Onceler still lives here. Ask him, he knows.
Ooh.
That's where he lives there.
Why is he the only one that knows?
In an old rickety house, look.
I know.
Can fall off there, look.
Yeah, that's not good. You won't see the Onceler. Don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkim on top of his store. He lurks in his lurkim cold under the roof, where he makes his own clothes out of muffed moof.
Ooh.
And on special dank midnights in August, he peeks out of the shutters, and sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you, perhaps, if you're willing to pay.
That's him behind all the bits of wood there, look, where the windows all boarded up. You can tell it's his house, look, because he's got his name on it.
Yep.
Oh, look, the bricks are falling off there, look.
Yeah, I don't think that ladder looks very safe either.
No. Yeah, they'll fall down top of him, look, if he stands there.
Curiosity killed the cat and all that. On the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 pence and a nail, and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail.
Pail is another word for bucket,
I know.
but bucket doesn't rhyme with nail or snail.
No, but you may well have heard of a pail before, because Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. They didn't get a bucket of water, they got a pail of water. I'm not moving. Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count to see if you've paid him the proper amount.
Then he hides what you've paid him away in his schnoov, his secret strange hole in his grooveless glove.
I think it should be a snub.
Oh yeah, schnuv,
It
glove.
rhymes with glove.
Yeah, shall I do it again? He hides what you paid him away in his snub, his secret strange hole in his grovelous glove.
It's
See the
better.
hole there, look. Then he grunts, I will call you by the whisper phone. For the secrets I tell you, for yacht is alone.
Or something like that anyway. Slop. Down slips the whisper phone to your ear, and the old Onceler's whispers are not very clear, since they have to come down through a snurgly hose, and he sounds as if he had smallish bees up his nose.
Now I'll tell you
He says with his teeth sounding grey.
how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. I'll start way back. Such a long time back. Way back in the days when the grass was still green, and the pond was still wet, and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the swarmy swans rang out in space. One morning I came to this glorious place, and I first saw the trees, the traveller trees, the bright coloured tufts of the traveller trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze.
They are beautiful.
There's chocolate trees, aren't they?
Yeah, they're nice and colourful, aren't they?
And there's the Swami swans. Look,
Yep,
Swami
Swami
swans.
swans. There's one over there as well.
Yeah.
They look very happy to the Swami swans.
There's his wagon.
Yep, monster wagon.
6 wheels on his wagon. You can only see 3.5.
They look a little bit wonky though, don't they?
Yeah. Well, what's that?
It's kind of like a wonky donkey.
That looks a bit like a llama.
Oh yeah. It could be a
Llama wagon. It's a llama wagon.
I was going to say lamkey. Mixed between a llama and a donkey.
Oh, do you know what? It might be a fast wagon. It might be a Lamborghini.
Funny day.
Lamborghini.
And under the trees, I'm so sorry very much.
And under the trees, I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barballoot suits as they played in the shade and ate truffle fruits.
Yum.
There's some more up there. From the rippleless pond came the comfortable sound of the horrid fish humming while splashing around.
Oh, cute.
They're all
Humming
splashing
fish.
around there.
A little bit like paradise.
It's on Llama Hill.
Yeah.
But those shrapnel trees. I searched all my life, I've been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts is much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of butterfly milk.
Fresh butterfly milk, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
You wouldn't want to smell sour butterfly milk, would you?
Probably not.
I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what I'd do. I unloaded my cart. Yeah, look.
I can see, just threw it
Bricks
all out
and,
though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Not a very tidy one, Slur.
In no time at all, I had built a small shop without planning permission. And then I chopped down the truffle tree with one chop. And with great skillful skill and with great speedy speed, I took the soft tuft and I knitted a thneed.
What on earth is a thneed?
That's a thneed there.
A thneed?
Yeah.
Thneed?
I hope the council don't find out about him building that.
Oh yeah, didn't ask permission.
Can't just
did
build
he?
anywhere, you know.
Well, he obviously thinks you can. And he's got away with it.
Yeah, they always do. The instant I'd finished, I heard a "Gallop!" I looked. I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him. That's hard. I don't think I can. He was shortish and oldish, and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy, just like my wife.
I don't think he actually said that.
Ah.
Mister!
He said with a... Oh, hang on. He said with a dusty sneeze.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues, and I am asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs.
He was very upset, and he shouted and puffed.
What's that thing you've made out of my truffalo truffs?
I don't think you're very happy.
I think he's quite angry.
Angua. Look, Lorax,
I said.
there's no cause for alarm. I'll chop just one tree. I'm doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a sneed. A sneeze, I find something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat, but it has other uses, yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, on pillows and sheets, or curtains, or covers for bicycle sheets.
The Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that full need.
If you build it, they will come. But the very next minute... Oh, back into character. But the very next minute, I proved he was wrong, for just at that minute, a chap came along, and he thought that the sneed I had knitted was rare. He happily bought it for 98.
How much?
98.
How much?
98.
How much?
398.
Let's get it right, baby.
298. I laughed at the Lorax. You poor stupid guy. You never can tell what some people will buy.
That is so true. So true.
Mm-hmm.
I repeat.
Cried the Lorax.
I speak for the trees.
I'm busy, I told him. Shut up if you please. I rushed across the room and in no time at all, built a radio phone and put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts and I said, listen here, here's a wonderful chance for the whole Wurzler family to get mighty rich. Well, get over here fast, take the road to the North Niche, turn left at Wekenhorton, shut right at South Ditch. He's all got
I know.
bits and pieces on the phone there. Look, he's built
You know
one.
what, though? He's quite good at making things.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that he has to destroy things to do it.
Yeah. Or a big Thneed shop.
Mm.
And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Wurzler family was working full tilt. We were knitting sneeze, just as busy as booze, to the sound of chopping or chopping the cheese. Chopper. Oh look, there's another llama. And loads of people,
Knitting.
Wurzlers, knitting.
On the Wurzler family, yeah.
Oh look, and there's the Lorax there.
Yeah, he's not happy. He's not happy.
Oh, look at that. Then, oh baby, oh, how our business did grow. Now chopping one tree at a time was too slow. So I quickly invented my super axe,
I know, I can see.
which whacked off 4 truffle trees in one smacker. We were making needs 4 times as fast as before, and that Lorax, he didn't show up no more.
Those
Right.
poor trees.
All the pollution coming out of
I
that.
know. Killing it.
But the next week, he knocked on my new office door. Hello? He snapped.
I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, which you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge of the brown barbaloots who played in the shade in their barbaloo suits and happily lived eating truffle fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffle fruit to go round. And my poor barbaloots are all getting the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies.
Ooh, that's
Poor
not nice, is it?
barbaloots.
Well, there's only one tree left
He's
there.
killing
Look,
the
there's another one
barbaloots.
there.
It's like the orangutans in the Amazon.
Yeah. Well, they're knocking all the Amazon down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've got nowhere to live anymore.
No.
They loved living here, but I can't let them stay. They'll have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys.
He cried, and he sent them away. I, the Wurzler, felt sad, but as I watched them all go. But business is business, and business must grow, regardless of crannies in tummies, you know.
So
Look at that.
unfeeling.
Long, that one's got to be carried. Look,
I
he's
know,
so.
he's so ill.
Yeah.
So hungry, poor little barbaloot.
You think out of all these stumps, they could have made a stretcher. Seeing as the trees have already been shut down and cut down anyway. Oh, look.
I don't think I need a need.
I meant no harm, I most surely did not. But I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. They biggered the factory, I biggered my roads. I biggered my wagons, I biggered my loads. Of the needs I shipped out, I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went right on biggering, selling more needs. And I biggered my money, which everyone needs. They're all spewing out
Pollution.
Oh, look, that looks all right, though. I might have a go on that. Like a little toboggan.
Yeah, but it's cut down all the trees.
Oh, yeah.
And they probably made them out of truffalo trunks.
Yeah. You've got a big crane there, look.
Yeah. That's not good. Not good at all.
Then again he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes.
I am the Lorax!
He coughed and he whiffed. He sneezed and he snuffed. He gargled, snargled and sniffed.
Wonsler!
He cried with a cruffless croak.
Wonsler! You're making such smodulous smoke! My poor swommy swans, why... they can't sing a note. No one can sing who has smog in his throat.
No, oh dear.
Look at the poor swommy swans.
Yeah, they're crying.
I know.
And all this smoke coming out of everywhere, look. Oh, look at them all flying away,
So,
said the Lorax.
please, pardon my cough. They cannot live here, so I'm sending them off.
Where will they go?
Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog you've smogged up around here.
Look at that big cloud of smoke there.
I know.
Massive.
Swommy swans trying to fly away. I think they're struggling. What's more,
Snapped the Lorax. His dander was up.
let me say a few words about Gluppity Glup. Your machinery chugs on, day and night without stop, making Gluppity Glup, also Schloppity Schlop. And what do you do with this leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old Wonsler man. You.
Look at this lot.
That's not looking good, is it? You're glumping the pond where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gummed. So, I'm sending them off. Oh, their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and get woefully weary in search of some water that isn't so smeary. I hear things are just as bad up in Lake Erie.
Are you still in character, or is it, or is it putting that voice on making your throat hurt?
Bit of both.
And then I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax. No, you should do that. All you do is yap yap and say bad, 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 bad. Well, I've got my rights, sir, and I'm telling you, I intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring and biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering, turning more truffle-trees into things, which everyone needs.
Lorax don't need one.
Look at that. And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack from outside. Go back in the character. And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack from outside in the fields, kind of snickering smack of an axe on a tree. Then we heard the tree fall. The very last truffle tree of them all. Oh. Look at all these ones that have been cut down.
Deforestation.
Yeah,
Killing the world.
yeah. Killing the planet. Causing carbon emissions and everything. There's the carbon emissions there.
Pollution, pollution, pollution.
No more trees, no more things, no more work to be done. So in no time, my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped into my cars and drove away under the smoke-smuggled stars. Now all that was left beneath the bad smelling sky was my big empty factory, the Lorax, in the eye.
That's not good. Look, it's all grey and horrible now. No more bright, beautiful trees.
The Lorax did nothing, just gave me a glance. Just gave me a very sad backward glance. As he lifted himself by the sleepy pants, and I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he hasted himself, and took leave of this place through a hole in the smoke without leaving a trace. That's it. So he's got his hand in his hoisting himself up.
Yeah, by his pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that round thing at the beginning
That's
of the
what
book.
the Lorax stood on.
Yeah. Has he been standing on it all the time?
Yeah.
Oh, has he? I didn't notice.
That's the original tree that got chopped down.
And all that the Lorax left here in this mess was a small pile of rocks with the one word.
Unless.
Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. That was long ago, but each day since that day, I have sat here and wondered away. Through the years, while my billionaires fall apart, I worry about it with all my heart.
Unless.
But now,
Says the one slur.
now that you're here, the word of the last Lorax is perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better, is it now?
It's not.
Not.
That's what's he going to do.
I don't know. Oh. So, catch.
Calls the one slur. He lets something fall.
It's a truffle seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last of the truffle seeds, and the truffle trees are what everyone needs. Plant new truffle. Treat it with care, give it clean water, and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from ackies at Huck. Then the Lorax and all his friends might come back.
And that's the message in that story, isn't it? We need to plant more trees.
More trees.
Save the world.